Hi everyone. I hope you're doing well. I have been contemplating on some things over the past few days, and I felt like the Lord wanted me to make a video about it. Although I think I've already addressed on some of these things in previous videos, but He wanted me to do another video on it. So, anyway, I was just thinking the other day, like, how I really shouldn't base my joy or my happiness on my circumstances. My circumstances aren't the way I would want them to be, but I know that the Lord has a plan for my life and that I should not base my joy on the circumstances, because joy is not based on circumstances. It's based on a relationship with the Lord. So that means I can be joyful at any time. And the verse I came across as I was thinking about this is Proverbs 19:21. Many are the plans in a man's heart, but it is the Lord's purpose that prevails. So, what God was saying to me through this verse is that He has a plan for my life, and I may think I have a plan, but it's the Lord's plan that's ultimately going to prevail. So I just need to trust Him and not resent my circumstances, because they could be a part of His plan for my life. And that definitely helped me. I was actually on vacation as I was thinking about this, basically a few days before I was to come back from vacation, which has always been a depressing time. I hate coming back from vacation. Some people love it, or some people look forward to coming back home from vacation. I'm typically not one of those people. I just want to basically stay on vacation forever. I don't want to come back to my regular life. So I was having this battle going on in my mind, and this is my thought process that was going on. And I just realized, I was like, I need to stop resenting my circumstances and just accept each day, the circumstances in each day, as the Lord's will for me at that moment, and just try to honor Him in my circumstances, regardless as if they're good or bad. So that definitely helped me on my trip back home, because normally it's really sad and I'm just super depressed that day. But luckily, yesterday was that day, and luckily I was not super depressed. I mean, I was sad because I was leaving my family, and I know I probably won't see them again for a while if we're still here. But I definitely think that process, that thinking that I just described, helped me, because I was just focusing on the Lord and enjoying Him, and just making the most of the moments, and to honor Him with my life in each moment, regardless of whether I liked that moment. I would honor Him. So based on experience, that does work, and I plan to continue to do that. And so maybe that was why the Lord was having me make this video to anyone who is resenting their circumstances, to just accept them and to honor the Lord through them. So other spiritual truths that I've been reflecting on is that not to compare my spiritual walk with another person's spiritual walk. Sometimes I'll look at another person and be like, oh man, they really have it going. They really hear from the Lord really well, and I feel like I'm coming up short here. But I'm doing this Bible study called Experiencing God, and one of the chapters was hearing God's voice, and they described different ways that God reveals Himself to people in unique ways. So some people may hear His voice audibly, some people may hear His voice in their thoughts, some people will get a feeling, some people will get a knowing, some people He speaks to through other people. So I know people have said they don't hear God's voice, but that's not true if you are a born again Christian. Just because you don't hear God's voice the same way another person hears God's voice doesn't mean you aren't hearing God's voice. So just look out for the many ways God could possibly be speaking to you. So and expect that He could speak to you in a different way that He hasn't before. So just because you don't hear His voice in your thoughts doesn't mean He's not speaking to you in another way. So, and also something else that was impressed upon me was just the sequence of trusting God would lead to receiving God's love, which would lead to praising God, which would lead to closer intimacy with God. So that was revealed to me during one of my daily devotionals. And of course, thankfulness and trust definitely help to bring you closer to God. So, and also for me personally, just rejecting negative thoughts at the first sign, even if they appear to be true, because they're just not helpful. We just need to keep our minds focused on God's truth and focus on Him. So anyway, and also another Bible verse that came to my mind was Mark 8:35. For whoever desires to save his life will lose it, but whoever loses his life for my sake and the gospel's will save it. So from that, I just got that I'm going to surrender my plans to the Lord. I may not like them, but will just surrender, trying to surrender my wants and my desires in this life for the Lord's plan for my life, and just to honor Him with my life and my circumstances. So yeah, so if hopefully this helps you, and as we're all eagerly awaiting for the Lord to return, we still have to go about our daily lives and live, and we don't want to be a bunch of we don't want to be a sad bride when He comes to get us. When we see Jesus face to face, we don't want to be whining about how we're still here and how we hate it here. So we need to make the most of it. So anyway, love you all, and I hope to see you very, very soon in the air. Bye.